The thugs quickly retrieved some cold water from a bucket and splashed it onto the woman. She woke up immediately. Chase took out his phone and pulled up a few photos of his daughter. "Have you seen this kid before?" The red-robed woman trembled. She looked around and saw that he was a newcomer. She started to wail. "I've already told them that I'm innocent. I don't know anything. You people kidnapped me. This is illegal. If you really lost your daughter, go and call the police. Why are you harassing me?" Chase didn't have much patience at the moment. Dottie was worth more than the sun to him. If anything happened to her, it would be like the sky falling. Without saying anything, he nodded to the thugs. He would get the answer he wanted. "Don't go easy on her just because she's a woman. If something's happened, she's responsible." He retreated to the side, and the two thugs quickly stepped over to her. At this moment, the woman's face was covered in tears. However, Chase did not plan to show any mercy. He watched the men step forward, and they flexed their burly arms. This time, the woman was truly scared. Although her hands were tied, her legs and body were still moving as she tried to scoot back as much as possible. "Don't come any closer. I really don't know anything." Her words were laced with tears. "I'll ask you one more time," Chase said slowly. "Where is she?" I don't know." The woman trembled. He clenched his teeth, stood up again, and waved at the thugs. The men understood what he meant when he refilled the bucket of water. "And finally," the woman changed her tune. Seeing that they were about to interrogate her again, she quickly shouted, Okay, it's me, okay? I took the girl, but as to where she is now, I really don't know." Hearing this reply, Chase waved his hand to tell the men to stop. The situation had quickly turned out just a bit hopeful. "What did you say?" The woman was clearly on the verge of breaking down. When a person was unwilling to reveal a secret, the moment they let their guard down, they were usually willing to reveal everything. "Yes, I did take your daughter," she cried bitterly. "I've been hanging out by the hospital recently. There are a lot of children there, and I was told to watch for anyone who were alone." "You're a trafficker," Chase growled. No, I'm helping people," she replied. "Yeah, right." He didn't consider that for a moment. "Who's your boss?" "The chief of surgery at Lauderdale Hospital, Daniel Ludlow." Dr. Ludlow? This surprised Chase. He had just run into Daniel a short time ago and didn't expect to have to think about him so soon. "Dr. Ludlow hired me to help him steal some organs of the dead and terminally ill. We aren't traffickers, but organ sellers. He's been a doctor for decades. He knows how things are. I help him steal them, and he's in charge of contacting people to buy them." Chase's mouth twitched as he listened. His hatred of this person grew 100 times greater. He gritted his teeth and asked, "That terminally ill child isn't yet. What were you planning to do?" "Well, we were potentially trying to find a compatible recipient, and then—" Chase couldn't help it. He didn't even let the woman finish her sentence before he flipped her chair over. He could hardly stand to imagine what would happen to his little girl. "Go on." He forcefully suppressed his anger and let the woman continue talking. "But," she quickly added, "I didn't bring your daughter to the drop-off point. She got away." "Keep talking," Chase demanded. "Maybe half an hour after we left the hospital, she realized that something was wrong and started making a racket. When we passed the gas station, she insisted that she needed to go to the bathroom, and so I took her in. It was on the side of a busy street, and I wanted to keep an eye on her, but then she said she couldn't go with someone watching, so I had to step out. There were a lot of people around, and I was afraid that she would make a big deal out of it, so I agreed. But I waited outside for 5 minutes, and when I went back to look for her, she was gone." "She was gone?" "That's right," the woman nodded. "I searched the entire gas station. I couldn't find her." Chase glared at her. "You better not be lying to me." I've already told you about selling human organs. I'm already going to prison. Why would I lie to you? He could tell the woman was about to collapse. After some thought, he agreed that there was no reason for her to lie right now. Where's this gas station? He quickly asked. Not too far from the supermarket where you guys grabbed me. A mile or two at most. It's got a public restroom. After hearing the news, Chase didn't stay any longer and ran toward the car. The group went there quickly. They all looked around at the gas station. At 4:30 in the morning, the area was starting to get busy because of the early morning commuters. It was still part of downtown, and there were lots of places a scared little girl might wander off to. Seeing the situation, Chase thought for a moment and ordered Tim. You call someone you know at the police station. Let's use the gas station at the center to find all the security cameras within a 3-mile radius and see if we can find her. You've got it. Tim didn't dare delay Chase's instruction. He immediately took out his phone and called the police station. Maybe it was because of the influence Tim had, but the police were incredibly efficient this time. Not even 10 minutes later, Tim received another surveillance video. The camera was pointed at a bakery called Spring Garden. The time was clocked in at 4:20 a.m. The video rolled for less than 10 seconds before the tiny figure of Dottie appeared. On the screen, she waited for a minute in front of the bakery, as if she really wanted to eat something from inside. After another minute, a woman in work clothes walked out of the front door. She squatted down to talk to her for a minute, then took Dottie's hand and brought her into the shop. The video ended there. Chase's eyes lit up with hope once again. They had a location. Is this the footage from a camera nearby? Less than half a mile. Chuck had already taken out his phone to check the location. Let's go. On Chase's order, everyone rushed into the bakery. They arrived within 5 minutes. As far as he could tell, the shop wasn't open, but the lights were on. With just a glance through the big window, Chase saw his little angel sitting on a small chair. He quickly got out of the car, pushed open the door, and shouted to the bakery. Dottie! Tim, Chuck, and Dr. Reynolds all let out a heavy sigh of relief. Their mission was accomplished. Daddy! Dottie was eating a piece of cake and had a circle of crumbs around her mouth. When she saw Chase, she stood up happily and ran towards him. When they met, he pulled her into his arms. I'm so sorry, sweetie. It's all our fault that you got lost. I knew that lady was bad, Dottie proudly said. She said that she would take me to find Mommy, but I knew she was lying. How about it, Daddy? Am I smart? I'm smart, right? Chase patted her head. You're the smartest. Hello? At the moment, the woman in the bakery, the one from the surveillance video, slowly walked over. She wore an apron covered in flour. You're the girl's father? What was your kid doing wandering around at this hour? It's a long story, Chase said. But thank you so much for keeping her safe. Sorry for the inconvenience. It's no problem. I'm just saying you need to be careful. It's a good thing she ran into me. Miss Anne is a good person, Dottie chimed in. She let me sit here and she even invited me to eat cake. Chase smiled as he rubbed his head. Why don't I pay for that cake? Maybe I can also give you some money for looking out for her. Anne politely refused. No need. I was just doing the right thing. Tim and Chuck watched from outside, then called Celia. They said that they had found Dottie and told her not to worry. Celia felt very relieved, even a little surprised. Where did you find her? In a bakery. She was very relieved, but then asked how Chase had found her. When Celia heard this news, she let out a sigh of relief. Nobody expected, as they prepared to leave, that something unpleasant was about to happen. A car stopped in front of Spring Garden. Then a man came out wearing a suit. He held an expensive-looking vase of flowers. As Dottie ran out the door, she bumped onto him and he dropped the vase. It shattered on the ground with a huge crash. The man began to scold Dottie. What's wrong with you, kid? Watch where you're going. His name was Mark Carroll, Originally, he had come today to confess his love to Anne. Now the flowers were spilled all over the ground. Chase saw everything, his fist immediately clenched.
Please subscribe to the Pocket FM YouTube channel and press the bell icon for instant notification. Check out our channel for more such exciting shows.